shocking truth about everyday foods and cancer risk. Last month, my doctor delivered news that changed everything. During my routine checkup, she pulled up my latest blood work and said something that made my heart skip a beat. Your inflammation markers are concerning, and we need to talk about your diet immediately. That conversation led me down a research rabbit hole that completely transformed how I view the foods we eat daily. What I discovered wasn't just surprising, it was genuinely alarming. The World Health Organization has classified several common foods as Group 1 carcinogens, the same category as tobacco and asbestos. Yet millions of people consume these items without knowing the potential risks lurking in their kitchen cabinets. Here's what shocked me most. Processed meats like bacon, ham, and hot dogs contain compounds called nitrates and nitrites. When these chemicals combine with amino acids in our digestive system, they form nitrosamines, which directly damage DNA in our cells. The International Agency for Research on Cancer found that consuming just 50 grams of processed meat daily increases colorectal cancer risk by 18%. That's roughly 2 slices of bacon or 1 hot dog. But processed meats aren't the only culprits hiding in plain sight. Charred and grilled foods contain heterocyclic amines and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. These tongue-twisting compounds form when proteins and fats cook at high temperatures above 300 degrees Fahrenheit. The National Cancer Institute explains that these chemicals can alter DNA structure and trigger cancerous cell mutations. Every time we bite into that perfectly charred burger, we're potentially exposing ourselves to these harmful substances. Ultra-processed foods represent another major concern that most people completely overlook. Foods like packaged snacks, instant noodles, and sugary cereals undergo extensive industrial processing. This process strips away natural nutrients while adding preservatives, artificial colors, and flavor enhancers that our bodies struggle to recognize and process effectively. A landmark study, published in the British Medical Journal, followed over 100,000 participants for 5 years. Researchers discovered that every 10% increase in ultra-processed food consumption correlated with a 12% higher risk of developing cancer. Alcohol presents perhaps the most controversial item on this list, especially considering its widespread social acceptance. When our liver metabolizes alcohol, it produces acetaldehyde, a toxic compound that directly damages DNA and prevents proper cellular repair mechanisms. The American Cancer Society links alcohol consumption to at least 7 types of cancer, including breast, liver, and throat cancers. Even moderate drinking carries risks that many people never consider seriously. Artificially sweetened beverages seemed like the perfect solution when I was trying to cut calories. Unfortunately, the reality proved far more complex than the marketing promised. Aspartame, one of the most common artificial sweeteners, was recently classified by the World Health Organization as a possible carcinogen. While the evidence remains under review, animal studies have shown concerning links to blood cancers and brain tumors. Highly refined vegetable oils like corn, soy, and sunflower oil dominate most restaurant kitchens and processed foods. These oils contain high levels of omega-6 fatty acids, which promote inflammation throughout the body when consumed in excess. Chronic inflammation creates an environment where cancer cells can thrive and multiply more easily. The typical Western diet contains a ratio of 20 to 1 omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acids, while optimal health requires closer to 4 to 1 or lower. Canned tomatoes might surprise you, but the lining of most food cans contains bisphenol A, commonly known as BA. This chemical leaches into acidic foods like tomatoes and disrupts hormone function in ways that can promote certain cancers. The acidity accelerates this leaching process, making canned tomatoes particularly problematic compared to other canned goods. Now, before panic sets in, let me share the most important part of what I learned. Knowledge empowers us to make better choices, not live in fear. Small changes in how we prepare and choose foods can dramatically reduce these risks without sacrificing enjoyment or convenience. Instead of processed meats, try fresh chicken, fish, or plant-based proteins seasoned with herbs and spices. Marinating meats before grilling and cooking at lower temperatures significantly reduces harmful compound formation. Replace ultra-processed snacks with whole foods like nuts, fruits, and vegetables. These provide essential nutrients while supporting your body's natural defense mechanisms against cellular damage.